Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm just trying to open the lid. Oh, that's why, because it's stuck on. I'm trying to put some lead in my mechanical pencil. I will get another pencil because I'll figure that out later. I have a spare pencil right here. And we are going to do 2 more paintings for my tiny painting challenge. So I am going to do a lighthouse and a little boat scene and a little lighthouse scene. So I'm going to start. I'm just using generalised references. This will be just a loose little gouache painting. I've been really thoroughly enjoying practicing my seascapes and things. I'm going to do the little shore over here, and I'll do some boats back here in the distance. I'll do one boat maybe, and I might do him off centre. You don't want him to be in the centre of the painting. Like that. So he's sitting in the water back there. Like that. And I love a sailboat, so now his mast would be twice the length of him. So can I do that? So if that's that long, I need it to be almost the same length. I need to drop the boat down a fraction. So that's okay. Have I got an eraser on this? There's my kneadable eraser. So we'll just hit that with the kneadable eraser. I might drop my boat down a fraction. Like that. Just a fraction. Like that. Just like that. That's it. His mast can be down. I'm not so worried about that. Got a little light up there. That's a bit better. I'm just trying to decide. Maybe I will put the mast up. And then in the background, so he's sort of like parked in a little cove, a little bay. That's how I want it to look. Excuse my dog is under my couch, under my desk, chewing on a chewy thing. Making all the noises, and I'll pop this mountain behind. I'll put some trees on that, and I just wanted to do this because I sort of wanted to pop a little bit of sparkle in the water and just see how that goes. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to spritz my gouache that I'm going to be doing and using today, and I'm going to get my size 4 watercolor brush because I want a little one that I can use. A size 4 silver black velvet, really handy because you can get a fine tip, and I really like that. So I'm going to get my bit of cloth from over here. So I can use the one brush for the whole tiny painting, which is nice. So I'm going to start by turning this upside down so that my water pools in the bottom of my palette, because I want my water to pool down, my paint to pool down the bottom. So I'm going to start with a blue and white sky. So I'll make quite a watery pale sky. And this is going to be a very simple limited colour palette. Like I'm just going to use, it's mainly blues and greys. So the only dark, or the only colour is going to be in the hill. The boat I'm going to keep quite simple. You can see I've already gone over that mountain because I've decided I want to make that mountain a little bit shallower than it is. Oops, it is. Oops. Okay, let's go over the top here. Like that. And that's my sky popped in. The hills I'm going to do a darker purple as well. So I'm going to use, I've got an indigo up here. I'm going to give that a go and see if I can make an indigo purpley colour. That's beautiful indigo. I got this yesterday, this indigo. Ew. Okay, well, it didn't work. Let's go back into the indigo. You need a bit more blue because that paint's strong. There we go. Look at that for a beautiful dark shadow colour. And that's the colour I'm going to do the distant hills. And I don't mind if it bleeds up into the sky at all because I can go over it. And I will also, because I can paint over the top. So they'll just do that for my distant hill. I'm just going to shut my door so my vacuum cleaner doesn't come up in here. There we go. Because my little vacuum cleaner is automated. Now, I'm going to make a sandy colour. I'm going to go down to the beach down here. Go into my yellow ochre, which I topped up yesterday. Actually, you know what I might do? I might do burnt sienna. Because burnt sienna actually makes a really nice sand colour. So go into my burnt sienna. And I'm just going to pop just down here a bit of a sandy colour onto the beach, like that. All right. I'll be jaggedy up the waterline in a minute. I can also take this sand up onto the side of the hill a little bit. Like that. All right. Now, I'm going to go a warmer, I'm going to go a bit more sienna. Make this a little bit stronger sandy colour. So get just a little bit of that previous colour just to lighten it a fraction. And then I'm going to pop that in here just to get a slightly different colour onto this hill. I can add little flecks, like little blibs of this. I'll make this like a little rocky croppy bit. Then up here I'm going to go burnt umber onto this hill. And I'm just going to blob this in. There's a rocky sort of an outcrop, like that. And I'm going to go burnt umber and indigo. A bit more burnt umber and indigo, because I want to add, my indigo's very wet. Hang on, there we go. I only just put that in my palette this morning. I'm just going to drop this in to create like texture in this rock face. I will add highlights sort of towards the end. I'm going to keep it abstract, keep it light and not too much detail, not fussing about fine detail. I'll also pop a little bit of this down onto this darker sandy colour, like that. All right, I will add a bit of yellow and white, bit of yellow, clean my brush between dipping it, yeah, a bit of white, a bit more white. Just going to get a bit more of a sandy colour back coming down here. So I'm just going to mix up a blue and a white to make my sea. And I'm going to cut in now with my ocean. I can go over the boat because I'll still be able to see it a little bit. All right. So I just left the little boat as a highlight. I'll come down onto here. You can see a little bit of yellows blipped into my water, but that's fine. Okay. So that's my ocean sort of filled in. Now the boat, I'm actually going to do the boat white, I think. I'll do him white. I'm just going to go back, pick him back out a bit. Okay, pop his shape back on there. And I'll use burnt umber for my mast. Coming down here like that. And down the front like that. I might even, I'm just trying to think, what's a good complementary colour? I'm going to go, maybe I'm going to do like an orange on the boat, just to give it a little pop of colour. Complementary colour from the ocean, sort of. Actually, I won't do it on there, I'll just do that. I'll just wipe that out a bit. I've got to go back into my ocean and cut around my boat a bit more. Like that, because I missed a bit. Try and keep my strokes going the same way. There we go. I'm going to just darken up underneath here. Like that. I could pop in little windows. So you can just sort of see those. But I don't need too much detail on it. I'll do a little bit of a shadowy grey I can use on this side. I'm just going to drag that out a fraction. Now what colour should I do? The sails. Okay, so I'm going to do white. Oops-a-days, need a little bit less water. A little bit less water, a bit more paint. Like that. And then, so because I usually have it rolled up sort of there. So I can do that. That gives me shadow at least, so that's good. I'll use that, I'll do that. So we'll pop this one on. Like that. And then I'll add a little bit of shadow into that white, but I'll got to go over it a couple of times just to make it a bit stronger. So I had it a bit washy and a bit light. There we go. And then I can pop the shadows on it. And I'll use the same colour as the sky. The shadows. That'll do for that. Dark, I'll do an indigo, the indigo and brown on this mountain. I'm just going to go back to the base of this hill a little bit. Pop a little bit more detail just along that bottom, and also fill in that little bit that I missed. Like that. All right, I'm going to go a bit of burnt umber, a bit of indigo. Oops-a-days. that. That brings your eye forward. Take that down onto there a little bit. Having a quick look, that's all right. Okay, clean my brush. I've got to let the sails dry a fraction. I'm going to get some white now. Pop a little bit of highlight. Just blobs here and there, just to help give it a little bit of sparkle. I'll pop some down on the sand as well. Now, get onto the ocean. So, I'm going to do little ripples of love. Ooh, I've got too much on my brush. Of lovely bright white. Into the background. I want it to have like a real bit of sparkle going near the boat. That looks pretty. I'm happy with that. And I'll take this sparkle right over back to the land mass over there. All right. Pop a little bit on this side of the boat as well. All right, now I've got to do like little wavy bits coming down here onto this beach. So I'm going to go pure white, like that. I'm going to add sparkly bits. Not so much waves, just sparkle, a little bit of sparkle. Coming into here like that. I don't like how I've done that. I've got to change that bit again. I'm going to go back to my ocean colour, go blue and white. Like that. I'm just going to change that. I wasn't happy with that. So I'll take that out, go a bit more blue, a bit stronger. There we go. While that's still wet, it'll blend, which is what I want. I'm going to take that actually over there like that. And then I might even get, I've got a little bit of turquoise I bought yesterday. I'm going to pop that in as well. A little bit of turquoise in the foreground. Like that. Might take it over there as well, just a little bit. Okay, now go back to my white. And I'm just going to put sparkles on the water. Like that. And I'll pop some clouds in the sky. Like that. Oops. Like that. And I'm just going to soften that off a little bit. I'm loving gouache. Gouache is so fun. Just going to brighten that one up. I'm just using the tip of the brush, just using one size 4 brush. There we go. I'm going to fill this one in as well. They go right to the top. Come down to the bottom of the thing here. Like that. All right. And I'm also going to pop faint lines because masts like sails have. Just got to get the tip of my brush. That you can drop your masts, drop your sails to a certain height. I'm just going to add a bit transparent sienna to the top of the boat. Just doing sort of little finessey final touches like that. All right. I'm going to do a bit more sparkle of the water just directly around the boat. I'm going to brighten up the hull a fraction like that. Pop a bit of white onto the sand along the edge of the water. Like that. Do a bit more of a ripple coming up here. All right, I reckon that's pretty cute. And I reckon that might do. I'll do a little bit of green, just a little bit of green onto the beach, because onto the hill in the foreground, because grass. Because there will be a little bit of seagrass on there, like that. And I'm going to call that done. I reckon. Got a bit more sandy colour. Okay, I'm going to leave that one and we're going to get onto the lighthouse now. So I'm going to do a little hill. The hill, this lighthouse will be sat on, like that, a cliff. I'll do make it a bit jaggedy coming out that way, like that. Do the ocean there, big sky, lighthouse here. So just do the basic shapes to begin with. Then come out this way. Come down. Up like that. So a nice round lighthouse. There's a little hut here with a red roof. So I'll just draw, you can just see it. I won't make it too prominent. Then that comes, the lighthouse comes down to the top of the cliff. Little red hut. See, like that. I'm just going to lift this cliff head up a bit. Like that. Make it a bit more jaggedy. Don't have an eraser on there. Where'd I put my eraser there? Okay. I'll do a little tree here. Do one behind the hut. And the hut can have a little window and a door. Just one little window and a door, I reckon. Then the lighthouse has windows on there, there, and a door at the base level. Like that. All right, that's pretty much as simple as it needs to be. Okay, so grab another bit of cloth. Whoops. I'm really loving doing landscapes and seascapes, and I've always done animals, so it's a nice change. So I'm going to start with the sky. I'm going to go blue and white. Just going to shut my door. Okay. And I'm going to fill in all around the lighthouse. I can go over it a little bit because it's not the end of the world. Just fill this in. I probably could have used a slightly bigger brush, but it is a teeny tiny painting. I can use the side of the brush to fill in. Come right down beside the lighthouse, down the cliff, like that. Come down that side of the lighthouse. I can paint the trees back in a minute. I'm just going to change the angle on the roof of that a fraction. So the beauty of this, you can correct on the way through, which is nice. Okay, I'm going to go a bit of sky, a bit of cloud. We want a bit of cloud on this because we love clouds. Clouds are fun. Do smaller into the distance. Big foofy ones up the top. Like that. All right. And just little ones in the distance. You know what I didn't do on that other painting? I didn't do seagulls. I should do a couple of little seagulls. Because why not? Okay, little ones in the foreground. I might make the bigger one over here. There we go. I'll pop a little bit of bluey grey into the bottom of that, just for make it a bit stormy-ish feeling. Like that. All right. I'll just soften that up. Blend it back up into the white. Here we go. All right, leave that alone. Now I'm going to go onto my ocean. And I'm going to go the turquoisey green under the base. For a start. It's incredibly diluted, but this will shine through. Okay, now I'm going to go my ultramarine, which I'll add over the top. Coming right into that distance. It's darker at the distance and it gets lighter into the foreground. I'm just going to do sweeps and you'll still see the turquoise coming through. If you don't press hard, and it gives it a bit of texture. The brush strokes leaves a little bit of texture. This paper is very smooth, which I really like. I like working on a hot press. Okay, now I'm going to pop rough waves in the foreground. Little dots in the distance. Like that. I could also do a little sail way out there. Let's do that. Let's do a little boat. Way out in the distance. Like that. So we've got a little tiny yacht way out there. Because why not? Like that. And then we're going to go to work on my hill and my lighthouse. So I'm going to go back in with my burnt sienna. I keep calling it transparent sienna. And I'm going to make a sandy coloured cliff face. bit more white rock on this side. It's going to go a bit more pure sienna down the front and jaggedy it up a little bit. Like that. And come right down onto the water with that rock. Like that. And I'm going to take that sienna around this side. It's pure sienna pretty much. Like that. Clean my brush, get a bit of white. Take that into this bit. I'm just blocking in at the second. I'm not worrying about detail just yet. I'm just blocking in. And I'll go a bit of green. I'll go the light green. Up here onto the cliff edge where the lighthouse sits. Like that. I can add a bit of yellow to that as well to lighten it up. All right. It's white with tiniest touch of blue because it's reflecting the sun or the sky. I'm just going to go over the whole lighthouse like that. Then I'll go over the cottage like that. I am going to add the windows. Whoops, today's a bit too much. You know what? Doesn't matter because I can go over it with white. I've just got to get the extra moisture. I'm going to touch that with my cloth, just like a watercolour, even though it's gouache. And I'm going to come down the face of this lighthouse, like shadowy colour. I'll add a bit more indigo to the shadow. Like that. Come down the face of the lighthouse. Like that. I'm going to blend it back into the white. Like that. And I'm going to do that all the way down to the bottom of the lighthouse. Just blend it back. Like that. I might even make the doors like a khaki green. All right. So I'm going to do this little door down here, a stronger green. I might make it a bluey green. Because lighthouses do have quite vibrant. All right, now I'm going to go back into my indigo. And I've got to do this part of the tower where the light sits. Like that. And I'll come around here, like that. There's a stronger shadow under here, like that. The top's like red. All right, having a look. It's looking all right. We're getting there. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of reddy brown to my red. Just want to dirty it up a little bit to paint the top of this little hut. And then I'll come down onto the roof line like that. Comes down in front of the lighthouse a fraction. All right, give him a little blue door like the other. Like that. And then do a little window. I might even do another one on that side and extend the hut a fraction, because why not? do a little shadow coming down here like that, and I'll blend that out with my brush like that. Just blend that onto the lighthouse because that would be in shadow. And I'll come back in with a bit of white to tidy that line up. Just there. Okay, I'll go a bit darker. Anywhere that's going to be in shadow, I'll go back into the pure indigo. Go a bit stronger in those areas. It's not just one flat colour. Like that. Okay, having a quick look. And because that's facing the front, it's going to be a little bit of a dirtier white. Excuse me, moth. I've got a moth now. My goodness, got all the animals. Oops, days. That's all right. I can pick that up with my brush. I'll go over that again because I want it to be in shadow anyway at the front, and the side's got the light hitting it. So I might mix up. I might even get a little touch more there for a shadow colour. There we go. All right. And I'm going to go a bit more sienna onto the roof, just because the roof's sort of weathered and damaged and all of those things. I'll go pure white onto the bright side. But there's not going to be a whole lot of detail because it's just a tiny painting, so you don't have to do too much detail. I'm going to go onto my green down here, and I'm going to add a few different greens in. So I'm going to get my green, add a bit of blue to it to strengthen it up. And just in front of the hut will be a bit darker, just like that. A bit front of the lighthouse there, coming down towards the cliff. I might even draw a little tree in. Don't have to do the details, I can just do the gaps and what looks like a little tree there. Do one behind the little lighthouse building, like that. I can do some grass down the front, like that. I've got to do this face of this cliff, so I'm going to add some burnt umber, bit of burnt umber, a bit of blue because that will grey that off. I'm just going to use what I've got on my palette there, and I'm going to start just to make, oops, I need a bit more burnt umber than that. Needs to be a bit stronger. Make some rocky sort of shapes coming down here in the shadow side. Like that, because a lot of times there are rocks and cliffs and all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm going to let the paint sort of leave its own highlights. Come down here. All right, having a quick look. Go a bit of yellow ochre as well onto this cliff face and onto this side. Just going to blend that out a fraction and add some reddy browns back into that a little bit. Actually, I'm going to add some whites onto that, some light. I want to get some lighter colours onto the tops of the rocks down here, because they would be reflecting at the back. Like that. Just do sort of just shapes, rock shapes. I'll do top edge of that cliff though. I will add the light hitting sort of about there, I reckon. All right, and I've got to do more because actually the light's coming from that way. So we want the light to be on this side, coming down towards the water. Like that. All right, now I've got to tidy up my ocean. I'm going to go back in with blue and white. I want to take the water up a fraction again. A bit more white. Like that. Get some pure white. Pop on the front, like the ripples. There we go. That is 2 tiny paintings that were a lot of fun. Actually, I've got to define this front of this building a fraction more. Just want to come down this front line. Like that. All right, having a quick look. And what I didn't do the tower. So I've got to do my tower. Add a bit more white. It's got to go into there with the blue white. I'll add a bit of red to the top of that reddy dirty colour up the top here. Like that. And I'll also, because that could be like rusted, just add that onto there. Might go a bit of blue. Just get the excess off my brush. Take that into there like that. There is a little balcony like that going around. So I'll draw that on like that. All right, I might go over the tiniest little bit. I've got to add a shadow underneath that top because there is a shadow under there. Just looking for the little interesting bits, and I can also take a shadow to the front of that. So the back's lighter than the front. Go back into my dirty red colour, like that. Got to add a little highlight to the top of the hut, a little highlight to the top of that, and I reckon I'm going to call those done. So 2 tiny paintings in 50 minutes, not bad. All right, so take that down. Oops. And that off there. Whoops. Carefully, don't want to tear my paper. This is a fun bit. I love doing this. I love taking off the tape. Oops, like that. And I have 2 more tiny paintings. Both little seascapes, both a little bit different, and lots of fun. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for some more videos. Have an awesome day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you all for the next one. Okie doke. Have a great day, guys and gals.